Hey everybody, Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life, and let me start out by saying, woohoo, Hector! Way to go, Hector. Hector posted his video today, and guys, we've gone out, I think at the present count, I think we've gone up 30 subscribers today. So welcome to all of you new dudes, and dudettes, if that's the appropriate term. But in any case, listen, seriously, it's really cool.
Yeah, we hardly caught a single fish. We hardly caught any fish at all.
You can't.
It was a
be
bust.
anything but happy about that. So save it. Don't. As a general rule, for those of you who don't know, this is Captain Fussy Pants, and we tend to not put a whole lot of stock in his anger issues. Okay, so he typically means well. He's with me today because he's gonna.
Yeah, I'm here to make sure just to make sure you get it right.
Right. So we're going to answer your questions today. Today's a Q&A, and we're going to jump right in. We're not going to fart around here. So anyway, all right, we're going to start. I got a question from a young man by the name of Ben Bossy, and it could be Boss. I could be saying that wrong, but he's got a great question. Ben asks the question: How would you approach a brush pile in the middle of the summer in deep water? Well, I'm going to tell you something. First of all, I'm probably going to try and graph it. If it's a deep brush pile, it means I'm going to probably run my electronics across it. And a lot of times you can see, if it's more than 8 or 9 feet deep, you'll see where the fish are holding. If you got scattered fish around, I'm going to throw a Carolina rig around it first. I'm going to throw some sort of a rig like that, something I can drag around the brush pile up into the brush pile initially. I will fish around the edges before I get on top of it. But eventually, if I don't get the fish, or if I feel like the better fish are right in the brush, I'm going to get right on top of the brush pile with either a heavy jig or, I love to fish a drop shot. But Ben, I would say the
key here is you gotta really make sure you use your electronics ahead of time. It doesn't, if you have side scan, use the side scan. You got to make sure you use your electronics. It's really the biggest difference. So if you don't have electronics, you have an idea where the brush bed, drop a marker on it.
Look at your electronics anytime you can.
But electronics are really key.
Fish, they'll kind of help. They'll tell you where to start. But that's a great question, Ben, and I appreciate it. Next question is from Nick Walker. Nick, which part of the lake? He said he wants to know which part of the lake I would fish from a kayak. He likes to kayak fish. And he wants to know which part of the lake I would fish. I will tell you, Nick, depending on the time of year. You can put in the Harney Pond area. The problem with the Harney Pond area, however, is that you're not going to probably want to take a kayak out onto the Hydrilla Flats. So if you do put it in the Harney Pond area, there's a lot of great fishing. If the water's up a little bit, and we're up at about 13 feet now, there's a lot of good fishing in the springtime up in the backside of Harney Pond. So it would be like the northeast portion of Harney Pond, and that would be one place. I would come down to Clewiston. I live in Clewiston. I fish out of Clewiston most of the time. East and West Wall, the back ends of East and West Wall are fantastic. As the water cools a little bit and the fish get ready to spawn and what have you. I will say one thing.
You got to watch out for gators.
Go ahead.
Seriously,
Go ahead.
you have to. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't fish out of a kayak in Lake Okeechobee. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
There's huge gators.
Yeah, and that's right. If it's during the breeding season for alligators, they can be very aggressive. Females are guarding nests, males are guarding territories, and they'd probably never bother you, but it's kind of always in the back of my mind. But anyway, I hope that helps, man. I hope that helps. Dennis Foote Sr. asks a question. In fact, I had Dennis and his son, and I had 3 generations of the Footmen here fishing not very long ago, and we had a really good time. Young Dennis got into some square-bill fish, and we caught some fish on a crankbait, and we had a good time. But anyway, the question Dennis asks is, what would be a good rod and reel setup for learning to use a bait caster? Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you, my advice is you spend as much money as you have in your budget on your bait cast reel, and then you can always get a decent rod for $30 to $80. Really. Right. Now, if I were going to pick an all around, like I have one rod and reel, I'd probably get a 7-foot medium action,
It's not
medium
always right.
to medium heavy action rod, maybe 6.5 foot medium heavy rod. To start with, and that'll give you. If you go medium, you can throw crankbaits. If it's got enough tip, you can still throw spinner baits and worms and things like that. A medium heavy, it's hard to know. But as far as brands are concerned, listen, figure out what your budget is. If your budget's $150, spend 119 of it on a reel. If your budget's $250, spend 200 of it on a reel. When you get into that $200 range, now you're looking. Of course, I like the Arden equipment. You can get an Arden. You can get I think $150 will get you a good Arden reel. $220 will get you one of their high-end reels. But Shimano makes really good stuff. The Corrados are right in that $200 mark, and that's really good equipment as well. But the point that I want to try and make here,
Real
is,
quality is everything.
right, that's the whole point. Is you want to make sure that you pick out the reel is really everything. Rods aren't that expensive. A good IM7 graphite rod is only $40-$80. They don't have to be $300. Some people do that, but you don't have to. You can get away with a right. Yeah. So that's what I do. I would definitely spend your money on the bait cast side of things. Spend as much money as you can afford to spend on the reel. Features you're looking for: centrifugal braking. You're going to have the magnetic brake control, but a lot of times too there'll be a braking mechanism inside the reel called a centrifugal brake, and that's something you can adjust the little switches on and things like that, and it'll actually slow your spool down, and it'll make it so that it's a little easier for you to cast. And maybe I'll do a tutorial here on how to set up your bait cast reel. Maybe I should do something like that as well. So, all right. But anyway, Dennis, thanks for the question. That's really good. Oh, I have a question from Kara Schneider, and Kara, that's a familiar name to me. Kara wants to know, who is your favorite daughter? I'm not touching that one. I've got 2 favorite daughters, and they are Katie and Kara. Now, I like that Kara asked me a question.
Don't forget Caitlin. Don't forget Caitlin.
I like that a lot. Thank you, Kara. But I'm not about to weigh in on one or the other. They're both beautiful. They're both successful. And I love them both. So thanks for the question, Kara. Terry Donner, what is the best rod size for deep diving crankbaits? Go long and go limber. I use that KVD series rod. It's a 7'10" is my favorite medium action. Those are great. Those are great deep cranking rods. You want something that really, the longer the rod, generally speaking, the farther you can cast something, and that's really what you want is a long casting rod.
Don't forget Skeet Reese, Wright McGill, Eagle Claw has a 9.5 foot crank and stick. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And so long is long. All right. Very good. Terry, I hope that helps. Fishtails, John Simon. Maybe he's going by Fishtails and I'm not supposed to say his name. Hush it. John wants to know if I'm ready to go snook fishing, and I'm ready to go snook fishing. We're going to do a snook fishing night trip, he and I, little subscriber fishing trip, and we're going to have a good time with that. We've had to put it off a couple times, but that's a coming. No, you cannot come. No. He's not coming. Just you and me, baby. All right, so John, I'm looking forward to that. Fishing with Grubs. Grubs. Listen, if you've not seen Fishing with Grubs, you need to check out his channel. There's a few guys. In fact, there's several YouTubers that check in, and I'm going to get in trouble if I start naming guys and forget a bunch of guys. But two of my guys that really are faithful are of course TK Heaven, and TK's got himself a nice channel going, and of course Fishing with Grubs is another. But Grubs wants to know, what's the best time of year to come down and fish the Big O? Listen, guys, the lake fish move in during the spawn, which starts in late September, October, but it really tunes up in January, February, March, and even into April. Those are the best. That's the best time to come. And from there, it's a crapshoot with the weather. It really is. But new moon and full moon, try and schedule your trips to put everything in your favor. The new moon and the full moon are the best way to put everything in your favor, because it seems like every 2 weeks we have a new moon or we have a full moon, and it seems like those lake spawners are pushing in every time that happens.
Full moon,
and
new
as
moon,
far as patterns to fish and
but
stuff
the
like
weather
that,
still
that's
trumps
another
it
whole
all.
conversation.
You get a front. What do you, full moon, new moon?
Hey, we agree. All right. So very good. So I appreciate that, Grubs. Finally, and I don't know if this is my last question here or not, but it looks like it's the last one on my list. So TK Heaven, talking about him a little while ago. He said, "What do you use?" What
Don't
do you
hurt
use?
yourself.
Do you, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I got that.
Lord,
So clean the
start
boat.
again. Fine.
I
You do
power
it.
wash the boat. You know, the fact of the matter is, people, they track all kinds of dirt in, they drop fish
Well,
on the
what do you have to be like
carpet,
that
they
for?
do all these things. But I just ultimately, I power wash the
He
boat.
doesn't- he doesn't
Try
do
not to use super high intensity spray, but I scrub it. I scrub the spots just by hand. Water, soap and water, man. Soap and water.
Right. Okay. All right, man. Well, hey guys, listen. I want to
Hey,
give
don't
it.
forget
Yeah,
the
I
new
got you.
guys.
I want to give you a special
new
shout
guys.
out, all you guys that are new to the channel. Thanks for checking it out, man. Do me a favor, guys. Who've been around a little bit. Pop up in the comment section of this video. Throw up your favorite video, maybe. Let these guys know maybe one they should check out. I'm gonna put one at the end of this that I really like, that 7-pound smallmouth that I caught. I thought the video was great, so I'm gonna attach that one to the end of this video. You guys can check that one out if you're new. It's a great video, and I hope you like it. But listen, I'm so proud to have you here. I hope that what you find here in terms of content is entertaining. I've got, of course, Hector was here, and we had a great time. We didn't catch the fish this time like we did last time, but we'll do it again and again and again. Shout out to Hector, too. Congratulations on your Call of Duty World Championship. Woohoo! Optics Gaming wins the world title, man. It is so cool. And they won it running away. What a great job. Hector, congratulations, brother. What you've built, the empire you've built. And I'm proud to know you and be a part of all that. Finally, guys, hey, listen, if you liked the video, do me a favor and like it. If you're new to the channel, it's your first time here, and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe for me. And for God's sakes, I know some of you got friends, get out there and share this video. Captain Dave Schneider, it's a guide's life. And Captain Fussy Pants, it's still a guide's life.